Welcome back to the show, everybody. Welcome back to the Upper Tier Podcast. If you could subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notification button, drop a like on the video. Make sure you're checking out all the wonderful shorts that are going up on a daily basis, plus all the pro wrestling shows, as well as all the football shows. Great show last night with Darren as well. We went in depth on the Arsenal Man U game as well, and his thoughts on Casemiro leaving and all that kind of stuff as well. But this is a Shankly Sessions. It's a Liverpool one. It's another preview. The game's coming thick and fast, right out of the bat off the back of the Marseille game. Up next, it's a trip to the Vitality in Bournemouth. Always a really tough place to go. But before we start, folks, very, very sad news. Ibou Konate sadly lost his dad the other day. Very, very sad, and it's a rough one, you know. I mean, Ibou's still such a young man as well, which I'm assuming his dad must have been quite a young man as well when he passed. So very, very sad, and to lose a parent as well. And I know from experience, because I've lost both my parents as well, it's shattering. It's so tough. There's a finality to it, you know, that's very difficult to recover from, and you never really get over the grief of losing a parent. You just subconsciously, you know, learn to live with it and stuff like that, but it's always there in the background of your mind and stuff like that and all, you know. And I don't know Ibou's situation. I don't know about a girlfriend or fiance or wife, or if he has kids or anything like that, or, you know, but I do remember my mum passed away, and, you know, shortly after my mum passed away, we had the blessing that Dylan came along, my youngest son, you know. And I still look at Dylan at times now. Dylan's 19 now. My mother this year will be 20 years gone, you know, so it's a long time. It still feels like it was yesterday. But I still look at Dylan the odd time and I go, I wonder what my mum would have thought of him, you know, that kind of way, because my mum never got to see him. And that might be the case for Ibou now, you know. This is a guy who's a phenomenal footballer. He's carrying a lot of stuff and baggage at the moment as well. On top of this as well, obviously losing Diogo Jota, you know, a close teammate and stuff like that, rocks your world as well. And then on top of that, he's going through contract negotiations, struggling to find a happy medium between himself and the club, maybe potentially looking at other options, potentially maybe leaving at the end of the season. So all that's up in the air, and until that's clarified one way or another, there's a certain anxiety that goes with that as well, and that's a lot of what has affected Ibou's game, I would imagine, this season. At times he's looked really, really good, and at other times his head just hasn't been on the pitch at the times when things have happened. And that can happen, you know, because we forget as well the human element beside these guys. We think these guys are professional footballers, they're earning millions, and they are, so like they're impenetrable, they don't have feelings and all that kind of stuff. But the day-to-day stuff of the grind and everything else they have to do affects them just as much as it affects you or me. And I know this would have been a really, really tough one for a son to lose his dad as well, or his mum. When you lose a parent, it's a huge change in your life, you know what I mean. As I said, there's a kind of finale to it where it's kind of like it's the closing of the chapter of a book that's very hard to revisit and stuff like that and all, you know. So obviously our thoughts and prayers and heartfelt messages go out to Ibou Konate and the whole Konate family and stuff like that as well. And of course Liverpool as well as a club. I mean, they will feel this as well, you know. All their support and everything else will be with Ibou as well, and they will feel his pain, you know. We heard Virgil van Dijk talking about it and stuff like that and all, you know, and it affects those guys as well. No one wants to see a teammate sad and down and, you know, upset and all, and grieving and mourning and stuff, on top of what's going on and stuff, you know. So yeah, so I just said I'd put that out there as well. So let's move on to the game. Obviously the Marseille game, we touched on it, we gave you the reaction to it and stuff like that, and I like to keep these reactions very much top level, you know what I mean. It's like when I talk about pro wrestling as well, you'll see in the shows, I don't talk about every wrist lock and every headlock and every suplex and every drop kick and all that kind of thing. I like to keep it very, very top level and just give an opinion of where I'm at in my mind thinking about it. And I look at this game, the Marseille game, well, I thought we were really, really good. As I said on the review, little things you could nitpick on in the final third and stuff like that, just little things we could just do a little bit better, a bit more of impetus and speed and all that kind of things. We were much quicker in the transition, which means obviously Marseille played a much more open game as well. The Serbia decided to push a lot of men forward and stuff like that. Darren spoke about it, which meant the quality of Liverpool was there to be on show, that we could express ourselves the way we want to, because teams generally don't do that to us, and Bournemouth certainly will be one of those teams that won't do that. Iraola will have them well coached. It's a tough place to go. I still at times have anxiety about those games against Eddie Howe there and stuff like that, when Eddie was in charge and all, and some of those comebacks and stuff and all. So, you know, not great memories at times of our matches with Bournemouth and stuff like that. But, you know, this is an opportunity now on the back of the Marseille game, and this will be a different game. It's a Premier League game. It's going to be tougher. They always are. As I said on so many previews and reviews this year, every single Premier League game is competitive. Doesn't matter whether you're playing Arsenal or you're playing Wolves. And we already spoke about the fact that the way we play as well, we play in a way where, whether we're playing Wolves or we're playing Arsenal, we play the same game. And it's a weird narrative as well, isn't it? Because it just means at times it's very easy to coach against us. And it's only when you come up with De Zerbi that kind of, you know, fancies himself and loses his mind a little bit, wants to play open, expansive football and roll that dice and take that risk. That's where we look really, really good. Bournemouth won't be that type of team. But so the question is, can we show up with the same intensity, the same vigour, the same drive, you know? And I'm sure the lads wanted the other night to go out and put on a performance as well. Kanate coming out of the squad, big Joey G going in there to fill in, and doing a very, very good job. You can always lean on Joey, he's always solid, like. And will the lads have, you know, will they have had that drive? Let's go out here and do this for EBU tonight as well and stuff like that. No, who knows? But you could see everyone, you know, had levelled up and they were given that bit more, and there was a nice synergy to the link-up play. There was a nice balance in the way we played. Players were making better use of the ball. We created a lot of chances, should have scored a lot more goals. You know, 3-0 kind of flattered Marseille in the end. And let's not take anything away from this. Marseille and the Velodrome are a very difficult team to play against normally, you know. And not a lot of teams go there and get results, so it's a tough place to go. So it was a big win, and the question is, can we turn that now into a statement win? Can we turn around and take the form of that now and use that to drive us forward and push us through now this final, whatever it is, 3-4 months of the season? Can we create that space between ourselves, United and Chelsea, for that top 4, top 5 space? It looks like the additional spot, the 5th spot, looks like the Premier League look nailed on for it and stuff like that. I think we have 5 teams in the top 8 qualifying in the Champions League. Only City sit outside it, so it'll be interesting to see what happens in the final week, game week 8 or whatever it is, in the league table and stuff like that. But yeah, this won't be an easy game. You know, I looked at it last week, as I told you last night on the show. I was in a last man standing, and I picked Brighton because I thought with Semenyo leaving the building, that might suck a little bit of air out of that Bournemouth side. But certainly they will have gone away from the Amex disappointed not to take all 3 points, coughing up a goal to Brighton in the latter stages of the game. Which shows you that, like, it shows you the quality of the coaching of Iraola and stuff like that. You know, that you can take a cog out of the wheel, put another cog in, keep the wheels rolling. And remember, they haven't been on a great run. They have struggled in this middle section of the season. They started off very well, and then they kind of lost their way. And I think they were 6 or 7 games, I think, without a win and stuff like that, which is not very much a Bournemouth way, especially at the Vitality. They normally are pretty good there and stuff, you know. So no doubt this will be a pretty tough game. It'll be interesting to see how the gaffer sets up. It is the late game as well, as far as I know. It's the 5:30 game, so it'll be interesting to see how that pans out as well. No doubt the Bournemouth crowd will be up for a fantastic following down there. Tough stadium to go as well. Always looks great on TV, but tough to play in, you know. Tight stadium, crowd on top of you, never that easy and stuff like that. But we would hope that, you know, Mo Salah back, little bit more familiarity and stuff like that. A couple of the chances he missed the other night, maybe he might be able to pop them away. We shall see. But also, you know, you would hope the likes of Frimpong and Kerkez and all continue this upward trajectory of form and stuff like that. You would hope that Verts and Ekitike, that relationship continues to form and all that kind of stuff. And a little bit of options on the bench and stuff like that, even though we've lost Isaac, we've lost Bradley, we've lost Leone and stuff like that, so we are a little bit light, but we shall see. It's going to be a tough one. I think it'll be a tight affair, and I think it'll be another one where, if we could get out of there with 3 points, that would be huge. And it's mad to say that, isn't it, when you think about it? Like, I was only talking to Darren about it again last night on the show. We were saying, going back a number of years ago, you would look at certain games and go, that's a 3-pointer, that's a 3-pointer, that's a 3-pointer. There's none of those now. None of them. Like, you look at those games. Look at us last week drawn to Burnley, going out then and absolutely putting Marseille to the sword. This is just such an indifferent season. It doesn't make any sense at all. Form is absolutely irrelevant. Every week has to be taken in that week on its merits, because form means absolutely nothing. I think this will be a tight game, probably about hopefully 2-1 to the Reds. Wouldn't be surprised again if it's a draw. And we did say that, I even said it with Burnley. I wouldn't be surprised if they rock up and Liverpool are the type of team that cough up points to teams when they need it, when they're at their most needy. That's what we kind of do at times, So, although I was extremely disappointed in the Burnley performance, and I know the team was as well, were we overly surprised that we would cough up a performance like that and a result like that against a team 19th in the table? Goes to show you that on any given day, any team in the Prem can beat any team. No doubt Man City and Aston Villa will be trying to pick up wins, especially Man City at home to Wolves. They'll want to right the wrong of the last number of games and get themselves back into some sort of a title race. They also need, the likes of Villa and Man City, they need to be pouring the pressure on Arsenal now, because Arsenal look like they're just going to continue to coast and coast and coast. Massive performance against Inter Milan the other night, even with changes in the team. You can see the strength and depth of their squad now. They entertain Man United on Sunday. United, massive uplift with Carrick in there, playing a very different brand of football that really probably suits the cogs that are in that Man United wheel at the moment. Getting a turn out of Kobe Mainoo now, who was kind of the forgotten son under Amarin. You can see the difference in the way they play. You can see he's going to restore a bit of confidence there as well. So who knows if United could pick up a win at the Emirates and rattles Arsenal a little bit. And who say they wouldn't? Remember, they had that good game the first day of the season as well, and Arsenal were blessed to go out of there with a win. United creating lots of chances, should have had a couple of goals and stuff like that. Probably should have won the game on the balance of play, but didn't. So they're heading down to the Emirates. It'll be a tough trip, but it'll be a good test for them on the back of the City result, and it'll give us an impression as to whether that City result was kind of an anomaly or a shortened manager bounce or whatever it is. But if they could get a draw there or some sort of a result to win against Arsenal, if City could pull the pressure on as well by beating Wolves, and maybe Villa might be able to do something as well, who knows. We could find ourselves at the end of this weekend in a very different title race. The gap could be 4 points, who knows, maybe it could be 5. They need to claw back in. We do love these title races and stuff like that and all. We don't want things slipping away too early and then it gets runs out. But for Liverpool, down at Bournemouth, back to our game as well. It's going to be very, very interesting. No doubt Joey G be in there deputising again. I think Ibu's father, I think it's the funeral today or tomorrow or something like that. I'd say it's probably today. So no doubt there'll be representation from the club over there at the funeral. No doubt Virgil will be over there. I'd say Robbo will be over there. No doubt Arne will be there as well. So there's probably going to be representation there today at the funeral. And then the boys will head back straight away, back to prepare for this game tomorrow and stuff like that. So let's see how it goes, Reds. The journey continues. The games are ticking fast, as you can see by the previews and the reviews. Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Do you see, will the gaffer change the lineup in any way? Will he stick with it? Can we get the win? Can we get the 3 points? Big 3 points away from home would be tasty on the menu, wouldn't it? Potentially even maybe a clean sheet, who knows? But until next time, folks, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notification button, drop a like on the video, check out the shorts. I hope you're enjoying them and the content going up. It's a great little channel there that we have going on with the panel and all. And if you're a pro wrestling fan and football fan, the content is, I think anyway, really, really cool. So I hope you're enjoying it. And we'll talk to you again real soon. Cheers.